Hi, yes, it's me. I don't do many pieces to camera. I'm having a change from my usual videos. I'm going to do this video about clothing for cold weather at the moment. As you know, I'm based in the UK, and things have changed quite a lot since I first started shooting. I mean, that was way back 1987, and the standard equipment on the range was usually a green woolly pulley, shirt, thermal underwear, maybe usually a British Army combat jacket over the top. It was okay. The combat jacket wasn't waterproof, and layers were a little bit difficult to take off because you ended up kind of doing a bit of a strip on the range, taking your jumper off, putting the combat on, taking the combat off, leaving the jumper on. It worked at that time, but things have moved forward quite a bit. So what I'm going to do is put together a video, or maybe a couple of videos, on my favourite modern shooting clothing. All of this is based really on the rifle range, not hunting or any trekking like that. So in the UK, rifle ranges are generally protected at the sides by trees to keep the sound down, because we haven't got an enormous country, so rifle ranges can be quite near to civilization, if you like. So the trees tend to muffle that, but actually on the firing point and down to the targets, it's completely open, so you're exposed to whatever elements are present at the time. Strangely enough, I've just got a list here of average temperatures in the UK, and this runs from 1981 to 2010, and the average minimum temperature, January we've got 1.3 centigrade, which is 34.4 Fahrenheit, February 1.1, which is 34 Fahrenheit, March 2.6, 36.7 Fahrenheit, April 3.9, 39 Fahrenheit. May, June, July, etc. start to pick up, and really the cold months are January, February and March. Now these are average temperatures. Now I wouldn't think we shoot in temperatures much lower than -5 centigrade, and if you've got wind, I mean, that can multiply, as you know, make for wind chill. So the layering system that I'm going to explain is really for UK temperatures, and I take 5 degrees centigrade, which is about 39-40 degrees Fahrenheit, as a kind of cut-off point. When it gets above that, I can usually go with less layers. So this is my video on the clothing system I use. First of all, I'll do the core body area, which is obviously the chest, and cover it there. So I hope you find this changes is a bit helpful and not too long. So here we go. Okay, let's deal with the base layer first. This is a Helly Hansen Lifa Stripe Crew, long sleeved, as you can see, synthetic fibre, and its job mainly is to wick away moisture. As you know, it's very important to get moisture away from the body in cold weather, because it actually can cause hypothermia. And when you put these on, you can feel, it's a bit hard to describe, but your actual body, upper chest area, feels drier and warmer immediately. And that's its job, to wick away moisture mainly, although it does add warmth. Downside to it, of course, with synthetic fibre is they can get a little bit smelly at the end of the day. So if you're very active, you probably need to put on a little bit more deodorant. So this is the first layer that goes on. It's got to fit tight, so buy to your correct size. The alternative to this type of material is, of course, merino wool, which is more expensive It's about double the price actually for the same item. Naturally antibacteriological, so it doesn't smell as much, and it does the same job, it wicks away moisture. Now we move to the next layer. Okay, over the top of the base layer I usually wear a thin fleece. This is a Snowbie. They're not very expensive, and this is, if you like, the first layer that's starting to give me some warmth on the range. Fairly cheap, half zip, so if the need arises, if I get too hot, I can vent off in this way. Not much to say about fleeces. You can of course wear a shirt, that's up to you, but in the really cold weather this is my next layer. Now we move on to the third layer. Okay, this is the third layer that I wear normally. It's a Snugpak Sleeker Elite. It's got an artificial fill. It's water repellent, but it's not waterproof. Benefit of artificial or synthetic fibres for fill, unlike down, is that they're still warm when wet, but obviously it's preferable not to get soaked in this jacket. But if the weather's good, then you probably won't need another layer on top apart from this. So it's the Sleeker Elite. A couple of features on it. This area is reinforced, so that if you're shooting prone, you're not really going to wear the elbow out. I've been shooting prone in this jacket for 3 or 4 years now, no obvious wear, so that's very good. The shoulder area across here is also reinforced. 2 pockets here, elasticated cuffs, very warm. Decent zip, which I always like. When you buy jackets, it really, especially over the internet, and I get them, and they've got a little pissant zip, it really does upset me, because you pay a reasonable bit of money, and as we all know, crappy zips soon go. So good zip here, you've got a baffle here, stop the wind getting through, and a lot of the time that's all you need in the winter. So 1, 2, 3 layers. Snugpak Sleeker Elite. Now I better go through the cost of this, because it's starting to rack up now. In the UK this is about 74 UK pounds. Currently the exchange rate between the pound and the US dollar is about 1.5, so you've got to add another half on roughly for that, so this is probably about $100 in the States. But I highly recommend those. Okay, this is the last of my layering system. This is a US Army Gore-Tex combat jacket. I think they call it ECWAX, Extended Cold Weather Clothing System. Excellent jacket. You can get these in the UK, surplus, and the reason they're surplus normally is because they're leaking a little bit. That's not a problem. You buy yourself a spray bottle of Nikwax and just spray it on the jacket, rub it in with a cloth, leave it to dry, and that should do. If you're going to reproof it, you pay particular attention to seams and across the back here, which generally when it's raining this takes most of it, and if it's going to leak it will leak there. There's a seam here and here. You can get them new. I'll go into the price of these just a little bit later. I'll do the features first. As I say, it's Gore-Tex, so it breathes, and we've got a whole system now where we've got a breathing set of layers, so we're not going to trap moisture against our skin there. 2 pockets, very generous. Most of my jackets for shooting I keep a hat, gloves, scarf or a neck gaiter in them, so that whatever I throw in the car in the morning, it's ready to go. Now, unlike a lot of Gore-Tex jackets, this one comes with a snow skirt here. And what you do with that is, in the extremely cold weather, or if it's snowing, you pull this skirt across. On these buttons here, it's a little bit fiddly to do when I'm up the wrong way up, but let's try it. Get the other half. Can be a bit tight, especially if you've got a lot of layers on. You have got a cinch cord there, you can loosen it off. But what this does is insulate the core of your body against any drafts here or spindrift coming up. Now, I've only seen this snow skirt on snowboard jackets, so I think this is unique to the US Army Gore-Tex jacket. It might be wrong, I haven't seen the UK version of this, but this is my favourite. It's got a generous hood, cinch cords again, so if it's really cold and windy, you can pull that round your head and seal it up. I've had to use that mainly in freezing fog conditions, which I find penetrate clothing, whatever you've got on, can be extremely uncomfortable, and sometimes we can't shoot with weather like that because we can't see the target, but that's an aside. So good snow skirt, YKK double zip, so good cord here, and it goes right up round the neck. Baffle, and it's a double zip, so you can undo this. Now, I expect most of you know why you've got a zip at the bottom. It's not so you can reach your belt, because you should be wearing your belt on the outside. It's so you can take a pee without undoing the core area and chilling it down. So you'll find a lot of country jackets like the Barber have this as well, and it's to take a pee. Under the baffle, 2 Velcro pockets, quite big ones, which goes quite a long way down. You can get a map in there, or anything else that you need to keep handy without giving yourself a chill. Very generous pockets. I don't use them, I mean they're more for military personnel. Rank badge again for military. I bought this with the sergeant's rank badge on there, just so I keep it for interest. The baffle does up, good generous poppers, nice and easy to use. This is good in snow and rain. When it's proof, well, it's waterproof. If you're tending to overheat, again, you've got pit zips or armpit zips. And you can, I do this occasionally, particularly if you're target pulling, when you can get quite warm. You can open up this area and let some air in. Generous again, get some cool air in there, undo the neck and cool off. And obviously your other layers too. Superb jacket, good hood. You can tighten the hood up round your face. I don't like hoods when I'm shooting, so I only use this in extreme weather. And you can fit a fur rim round here, false fox fur type rim, popper it on, and it looks like the old Korean War Parker. I've not seen those actually, I've not seen those for sale, but you can do that. So armpit zips, excellent idea. And you shouldn't put anything on a Gore-Tex jacket, like sew a badge on or anything like that, because it will leak. So you've got a pen pocket here, no other unit facility. Maybe the new Generation 3 jacket has that, but this one doesn't. Pen pocket and note camouflage pen. Essential for when you drop it in the grass, you can crawl around looking for it, but it's just a conversation piece really. Excellent jacket. It's probably, out of all the combat jackets I've got, and I've got a few just because I collect them. I can't get any more, by the way, because I'd need to move to a bigger house. But this is my favourite jacket. Price, yeah, well, £74, £80 in the UK, and that's government surplus. As I said, they're probably surplus because they leak a bit, but you can soon sort that out. You can get them brand new, which will be £200 roughly, and you can add another half of that again, so about $300 new. Great jacket. Oh yes, reinforced elbows again here, extra bit of material, so important for prone shooting, both sides. I think I've covered it. So they're my favourite layers.